And United Airlines reporting better than expected sales and profit in the latest quarter, also raising its earnings outlook for the year on a surge in bookings. LeBeau joins us with a Squawk exclusive interview with CEO Oscar Munoz. Phil.
Thank you, Andrew. Oscar, congratulations on the third quarter. You beat by a dime. What's working right now for United?
What's working? Gosh, our team is doing an amazing job across the board. A few years ago, we started this journey, and our strategy, our focus on customers and a focus on our people, and just some great efforts around the whole course. And it's great to have yet another quarter.
You have raised your guidance for the full year this year by a hefty amount, and you've said basically, look, we're going to meet or exceed what we're expecting for next year. What's working more right now, the leisure bookings or the corporate bookings?
Well, across the board. So internationally is fairly strong. Pacific region is soft, mostly because of Hong Kong. The domestic market is strong. The regional network and catchment area and strategy that we laid out in 2018 is really working remarkably well. Our product offerings, our customer investments have really proven to be a big deal. And so it's across the board. Again, this is a difficult business. And a lot of times, historically, people have either focused on the top line or on cost individually. I think we focus on profits. And we said that when we announced our guidance on capacity, that it's not about the growth, it's about the EPS goals. And really proud of the fact that we can meet our numbers for this year, and more importantly, that we can project for next year and meet or exceed for that 3-year goal.
How much is not having the MAX hurting United right now?
Clearly it hurts. I mean, I think at this point in time, we'd have 80 to 100 flights that would be in the air. But again, it's just, the important part about that conversation is that the aircraft will return safely, and that's all we really care about. So we await the FAA and the regulators to do their thing.
Last week, you pulled it off the schedule until early January. But let's be honest. If you talk with people in the industry, and I know you do all the time, there is increasingly less confidence that this plane will be certified and returning to service by the end of the year. The Southwest pilots are saying, look, we don't expect it back until at least February. Do you really have confidence in that early January start date?
No one knows, right? We've been doing this for 7 months. And so the important part is that it's returned safely. And I think that the aspect for us at United is I have great confidence in our pilots and our training and our MAX product when it does return. And so we will do it when it's safe to do so.
Hong Kong is a mess right now. You even said that before we started this interview. How much is that spilling over and impacting your bookings, corporate bookings in particular, for China, whether it's Shanghai, Beijing?
Well, like I said, Tokyo is the predominant driver of the impact in the Pacific region for us. Both Shanghai and Beijing are softer, but not noticeably so. It clearly is a Hong Kong market. The rest of Asia is great. We think it's Taipei, Tokyo. All the other regions are actually doing pretty strong. So it's a collective region, but Hong Kong is definitely the driver. And we've seen in the recent bookings a little stabilization out there. So hopefully that continues into the fourth quarter.
Are you seeing hesitancy by CEOs or executives to fly into Hong Kong right now?
Again, Beijing and Shanghai, where is the predominant amount of travel, we're seeing a little softness, but not anything noticeable.
Overall, when you look at this economy right now, we have a lot of people who are doing this hand-wringing over whether or not we start to see things slow down heading into next year. Are you seeing any of that right now?
We talked about this constantly because everyone's always talking about it. I think the collective wisdom of my team, as we discussed this yesterday, was we've never seen a bigger gap between the headlines and our actual physical data that we have about our business. So no, we are not in agreement that we are in a slowdown of any sort. Our bookings into the fourth quarter are really, really strong. And again, we've been saying that over the course of the year. And we're confident in our business and our market and what we've done strategically to align ourselves for this. Now, having said that, of course, there's always softness around the corner. One of the things that we've learned as well is to be flexible. And we have a lot of contingency plans, what we can do with various things to make sure that, again, we make that EPS number that we set for 2020.
Oscar, Becky has a question for you.
Sure.
Becky?
Hi, Beck.
Hey, Oscar, good to see you. We had Ed Bastian on last week with his earnings, too, for Delta. And the point he made is that he is taking market share, he thinks, from United and some of the other carriers that do have the 737 MAX, just because they've been able to add more flights. They've been paying their pilots overtime to try and get some of those up. He seems to think that those market gain shares will stick. What do you say to that?
Oh, well, it's a competitive business, and I think our competitors are allowed to say what they want. I say good luck to that, but I think we like to earn our customers by giving them great service, not just that because of something that happened to somebody else. So we're confident that our markets, that the places we fly and the way we make you feel when we fly will be a significant benefit, and so not completely worried about that.
Lee Cooperman's here, too.
I'd like to give Oscar a shout out. I want you to know that I have 3 5% positions in the family office. You're one of the 3. You've done a great job for me, and I appreciate it. I want to let you know, but my wife and I flew back from Rome. Your Polaris project is fabulous, the best seat in business first that I've ever been in. Tomorrow morning, I will be flying to Florida in coach. My rule is under 3 hours, I go coach. Over 3 hours, I go business first. I just want you to feel good about yourself because you're doing God's work, basically. I've taken a giving pledge with Mr. Buffett. I'm giving all my money back to charity, and the more money I can make, the more money I can give away, and that makes me feel very good. But thank you.
Well, Mr. Cooperman, your fiscal policy and philosophy is always something we've aligned with, and we've talked more than a few times about your views on our business. And I'm glad you're continuing to be a supporter, and glad to enjoy your product. And thank you for your philanthropy as well.
Just keep beating and
Oscar,
raising.
one last question for you.
Beating and raising. That's the secret. And keep doing
that's
the capital
eight
management
quarters in a
doing.
row. We've done that, by the way.
By the way, these guys
Oscar,
have
one
brought
last
back, I think,
question.
35% of their company in the last 3 or 4 years. The stock is 50% higher than the average price they paid, and they have an authorization to buy back another 16% on the books. They've done a great job in capital management.
If Bernie Sanders has his way, they won't be able to buy back any more stock.
Well, I don't think Bernie Sanders has a chance of being the next president. Though I thought he looked pretty good last night. I congratulate him. I'm happy he's healthy. I'm happy he's back on the trail. But I would like to have him relax a little bit. I was told I was in a list of 10 people he wouldn't take money from. He doesn't have to worry. There's no chance I'd ever give him any money.
Hey, Phil.
Oscar, one last question for you. You guys talk about costs, and the expectation is that they're going to be rising in the fourth quarter. Are you worried that that trend line continues into next year?
Well, first and foremost, we always manage costs, and we have, I think, the best sort of performance over the last 3 years. 0.3 when we finish the year over 3 years of our costs, which is significant and leading. But as costs go up, the reason they're going up is because our profits are going up, right? We're investing in our customers, in our people, and that's creating that EPS line. So it's important to, again, focus on the bottom line and not just on. But of course, we'll always worry about cost, and we'll be guiding to and more specific data on our call later this morning.
Oscar Munoz, CEO of United Airlines, the day after they post better than expected earnings for the third quarter and raise their full year guidance.